Hello friends, today we are going to see the unit number 3rd related revision point McLeod gauge, and this device is generally used to measure the pressure. Now the term comes that are we are going to measure the low pressure or the high pressure. Now I tell you the McLeod gauge is used to measure the low pressure, and in this lecture we will see the applications and the advantages also. But before going to that, we will go to the diagram, then construction. So comes to the diagram first. So you can see the diagram here, and in the diagram you can see the number of parts are. So the one is the cylinder, piston. These are the two things. Then there is the bulb. Okay, and this is the reference capillary tube. This is the measuring capillary tube. Okay, and this is all about the mercury McLeod gauge device. Now you can see the name of this device is McLeod gauge or the McLeod vacuum gauge. That means when the word vacuum comes, then it will be related to the low pressure. At the top of this device, here is the scale as mentioned, and by using this scale we can measure the unknown value of the volume and the pressure. Now how we can measure? So the under the constructions we will write again the mercury also present into this, and just due to the movement of the piston into the cylinder, the mercury level will raise or mercury level will change. That black portion is nothing but the mercury, and for the condition 1, and mercury level for the condition 2 as indicated by the blue color. Okay. At the initial stage we will consider the mercury at the condition 1 only, means black color related. Now our aim is to find out the vacuum or the low pressure. How we can measure the low pressure? So the simple thing is we need to apply the unknown pressure at the top of the reference capillary. Now what will happen? The unknown pressure will enter into this tube. Okay, that may comes through that one also, and will come into this tube. Okay, then that the whole pressure will cover up the area which is vacant. At the initial stage I will consider the piston will be at the topmost position, and just because of that the mercury will be present in this area. Okay, and the unknown pressure will be covering this area. Okay, now what will happen? Now our aim is to measure the unknown pressure. So how we can measure? So we will apply the some pressure onto this piston portion. Just because of that the piston will move downward, and the mercury present into the cylinder and piston will move forward, and that will move upward. Now come to this position. Now mercury has come to this position where the unknown pressure, means the three ways are available at the top and side and one. So this is the one of the point where we can block the pressure. So that point is nothing but the cutoff point where we can block the unknown pressure. Now if we start giving the pressure onto the piston, then the mercury level again will rise, and then mercury level will come to this position, will cover this position and start covering the maximum area of the capillary. Okay, what will happen when the mercury will cross the cutoff point? Then that time the gas will be trapped into this portion. The gas will trap into the this portion. Also the gas will be available at the topmost portion, but the trapped gas will be in the second portion here in this, because the opening is not available here, the whole portion is closed and the gas will be trapped into this portion. Now what will happen now? Still we are continuing it, we are applying continuously the pressure on to this, and just because of the movement of the piston in downward direction, the mercury level is increasing. Now the gas trapped into this hollow portion again will be compressed. But one thing you remember, you know the volume of this before compression, you know the volume of this gas, because we can take the volume by calculating or by applying the formula to the diameter of the tube. Then we will get the volume before the compression, V1 volume before the compression, and P1 is the unknown pressure. Means we know the V1 means the volume before the compression, just by calculating or applying the formula to this tube. We will have the P1 means the unknown pressure. Okay, now the case second, or the condition second, due to the continuous applications of the pressure onto the piston, the mercury level will start rising into the vacuum portions of this, and just because of that the available gas will be compressed, and the one condition will comes where the mercury level will reach to the zero position into the reference capillary. Remember the one thing, how we will stop, where we can stop, we will do this procedure until the mercury level reach to the zero position into the reference capillary. So when the mercury will reach to the reference capillary zero position, that time we will stop here. So whatever the height will be there in between the reference capillary and measuring capillary, that we will indicate by the H, that is the difference in between the two capillary tubes, and from that the compressed gas we will get the V2, and P2 will be unknown. P2, V2 and P2 means compressed volume. By using this scale we will get the V2 and the P2. V2 is the compressed volume gas, P2 is the compressed pressure, and we know the V1 means the volume before the compression, and P1 will be unknown, and this whole system will work on the principle of Boyle's law. Okay, how it works, as I already told you, that the McLeod gauge basically work on when the known volume gas is compressed to a smaller volume gas, or the low pressure gas converted into the high pressure gas, then the unknown pressure will be identified. This is the main principle, and that principle is related to the Boyle's law, because Boyle's law is P1 V1 equal to P2 V2 related. From that formula we can find out the unknown pressure, but for the unknown pressure we need to compress that gas at the extreme level where the mercury will reach to the zero positions into the reference capillary, and from that, by using that scale and the difference of the trapped gas, we can find out the unknown pressure. This is all about the McLeod gauge function. I hope you all understood the working of this McLeod gauge. Now the some of the advantages, this McLeod gauge is basically used to calibrate the devices, low pressure, and just rather than that there is not any other use of it. The second thing is, uh, McLeod gauge has certain limitations because this device is can't use for the continuous output. Okay, this is the major limitations of it. So this is all about. If you have any problem, you can ask or do the message on WhatsApp. Thank you.